USAID from the US was always supposed to help countries with development. That's what the AID stands for, Agency for International Development. But did it always fulfill its promise? Reports are coming in of examples where the USAID sometimes strayed away from its intended path. I'll give you 3 examples of how. But before I get into the details, please remember to give me a follow so we can keep these good videos coming. At number 3, the American Conservative reports USAID as interfering in Hungary's democracy. Viktor Orban was elected as Prime Minister of Hungary in 2010. Some will tell you that he's a strong conservative leader with a great vision for Hungary. Others will say something different. But that's normal. But what remains is that he is the Prime Minister of Hungary and has remained the sole voice in the EU against the Russia-Ukraine war. Samantha Power, who was an administrator for USAID, tweeted about helping independent media thrive and tackling corruption in Hungary. She was implying the need for the US to participate. Some say this was code for intervention against a government that wasn't aligning with the US. I mean, what do you call it when you fund the opposition of a democratically elected government? Number 2, promoting the woke agenda. Before I go into these, I want you to know that I am all for equal rights, but some uses of funds are extreme. Here's an example of how it went down.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that $2,000 for a trans comic book will definitely turn some eyes. Number 1 is the craziest.
2014, there are riots it's called the Maidan Rebellion in Ukraine, which we're not told that we are financing those riots. The newspapers never told us, our government never told us. USAID, which is a CIA front, put $5 billion into funding those riots. Those riots lead to a coup d'etat against the first democratically elected government of the Ukraine. It was a government that refused to choose sides and to say, we're going to be on the side of the West. So we wanted them out. A month before that government is overthrown, Victoria Nuland, who's the part of the centerpiece of the neocon ideology and who is now a high-level official in the State Department, has a secret call with the U.S. ambassador, which is tape recorded and is now public, which anybody can go and look up, where she is picking the new cabinet for Ukraine, which is a U.S. Western cabinet. So they're picking the new government a month before the old government is overthrown.
Is that how democracy? Is that democracy when Victoria Nuland picks her government?
Well, that's the point. Is USAID doesn't really do. And the CIA don't do democracy. The CIA has overthrown, I think, 83 governments between 1947 and 1997. That's a third of the governments on Earth, and most of them were democracies. Oh, it doesn't do democracy.
To quote RFK Jr., USAID doesn't do democracy. Here we are, 10 years later, and Ukraine is still engaged in war. Let me know what you think of USAID in the comments, and don't forget to like.